how I made $1,200 in one afternoon as a mobile notary. If you're new to the channel, my name is Suave. I've been in the notary business for going on 8 years now. Started off as a notary and then I've scaled up my business since then to where now my notary business is making millions per year. So I teach other people how to make money in their notary business as well and how to scale up their notary business as well. So anyways, this is how I made $1,200 in one afternoon as a mobile notary. So keep in mind, as I'm saying these things, this is not something that I did overnight. I just woke up one day after putting 1 month of work in and I was like, oh my gosh, I made $1,200 one afternoon. And I know that many new notaries entering this industry, they might think it's something like that, but it was not like this. This took work and this took a lot of focus, determination, marketing, and honestly investing into myself until I can get to that point. So I'm going to teach you guys this. Hopefully by the end of this video, you guys will have a better understanding on the things that you need to do in order to get this. And I do apologize in advance. I just got this like Invisalign. I got my final tray. It hurts so much and it's giving me this lisp. So if you hear me talking like that, weird, that's why. Anyways, how did I make that $1,200, right? How did I make My bad, I switched the thing on accident. So I want to explain this to you guys so you guys understand how this was done. Anyways, how I made that $1,200. First things first, I focused on a high priority service or a high paying service. So this is one of the things you guys will always hear me say in these notary videos because it's true. Many of you guys want to do these little cheap jobs, which is nothing wrong with that, but it's just going to take you a lot more work than to do these more expensive ones. So for example, when I say high paying service, I mean that I was focusing on businesses where I knew that when I get paid, I'm going to be getting paid out a substantial amount. So for example, oh my gosh, this retainer sucks. So for example, apostilles, sometimes loan signings, when you're doing the estate planning documents, sometimes when you're doing the power of attorneys, these are the ones that pay a lot. And for example, one of my favorites to personally do was estate planning. You'll always hear me talk about estate planning in videos. Now, it might be hard to start getting the estate planning clients, but once you do that, now you're able to charge these $300 plus per appointment. So for example, in that instance, when I did it, I was focusing on mostly estate planning clients, and the area that I was in had a lot of elderly folk. So each one of these jobs were estate planning, ranging around like $300 each. Rounded, it comes around $1,200 more or less. So I focused on one of those, right? I focused on a high paying service. But for you guys, it doesn't have to be estate planning, right? It can be apostille. It can be, oops, let me do this. Let me do it like this so you guys can see it. It can be apostilles, right? It can be loan signing. Loan signing, you might not be able to charge like $300 for them, but at least you can get like $100 plus from those. You have your estate planning. And then you have your fingerprinting. These are the ones where I'm like, if you guys focus on this, it'll save you a bit of a headache just because one of these jobs is like doing 3 of a regular job. And one thing I always tell people is when you're dealing with clients that are paying more, oftentimes they have the tendency to bother you a lot less than customers or audiences that are paying less. So a $5,000 client will just give you the money and say, "Up, here you go, good to go." And a $50 client will be hitting you up or contacting you 12 times a day talking about, "Hey, when is my $50 gonna make 5,000?" You see what I'm saying? So the different types of clients that you get give you a different type of like, what's the best way to put it? Customer experience. So that's why in any business that I create moving forward, I always try to focus on like, what are the high paying clients? How do I focus on getting more money out of them? And what can I do to provide the best possible service for them to where it's worth more than what they paid me? So I would say stick with one of these clients. Next up, I would focus mostly on my marketing. So what I did is I took a lot of time and focused just on marketing. And I'm gonna put it like this. I'll put this right here. I know it's not gonna let me do this. So this is what I tend to see happen, right? And I see this in the notary business so much. Why? I'm not sure. So a lot of people, when they want to become notaries, they hop into all these groups. They'll be in several groups, right? Excuse me. They'll be in several groups. They spend a lot of their time scrolling on social media, such as TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and a lot of you guys on Facebook. And you take in all this information, you know everything about notaries, you know which country, which states pay this amount, what countries allow notarizations. You guys know all this information, but then when we go back and we take a look at your business banking account, you got no money. So you overconsume information to the point where you get analysis paralysis. And this is one of the things I say to one of my students in my group as well. Anytime we get on a group call, I'm like, hey, it's good that you're doing all this research and you know all this information, but how many clients did you get this week? You know what I'm saying? How many clients did you actually get this week? Are you making money, or are you just getting this mental stimulation by knowing every little detail about the industry? So it's cool to start off like that, but it's important that you have times where you're just like, okay, I'm out of research mode, I'm in attack mode. And what does attack mode look like is very important. So attack mode for me, at that time I was made that $1,200 in just that afternoon, was focusing on marketing. I was like, all right, I need to figure out how to bring in clients without having to, like I always say, rely only or solely on signing services, right? What do I need to do to bring those clients in, right? What type of guerrilla marketing tactics can I do? How can I stand out? What are other notaries doing that aren't successful? What are they doing that's successful? And what are they just not doing in general, but they're leaving money on the table? That's what I was focusing on. A lot of my time went on to marketing. How can I be, I said to myself, I want to be the best marketer doing X, right? So I'm like, all right, I just need to focus my energy onto becoming a good marketer. Because let's be real. When it comes to doing the notarizations, a lot of this isn't easy, right? A lot of this isn't hard. You're just going to the location, validating information, so on and so forth. Maybe a little bit after that, but then you're just stamping the document, signing it, checking IDs. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. So if that part of the business is simple, what else can you focus on? Your marketing. So put a lot of that energy, a lot of that time into different marketing tactics, how to get more clients, and actually try different things, right? I talk to a lot of notaries saying, oh man, and honestly, most of them say this, probably about like 90 to 95% say, how can I get more clients? But then if you ask them how much time do you spend on research and marketing, they don't have an answer for that. So you need to be doing what they're not doing. Instead of just asking yourself, how can I get more clients? How can I get more clients? How can I get more clients? Do different things. Try different things. First, start off with one strategy. Try that for a few months. If it doesn't work, try another strategy. Then try another strategy. But don't just keep soaking up information. Everybody does this. That's why they say that if you share information on YouTube and you give the answers, only like 1% is going to do it. 10% actually try. Well, 10% actually attempts to do it. Then you have 5% that's actually trying hard. And then you have like 1 or 2% that's successful. So you need to be part of those 1 or 2% that's actually trying hard and becoming successful. So like I said, focus on that marketing, focus on that marketing, focus on that marketing. Next up, you want to have your delivery and referrals down packed as well, right? So I would say, honestly, I'll put up next is referrals. So what does referrals look like? So let's say that you did some estate planning documents for an estate planning office, right? If you did it for an office like that, then obviously they're going to have more jobs. So before even getting to that location, I want to, for lack of a better term, kiss up to that company. I want to make sure that I'm coming on time. I want to make sure I'm supporting the best, making the best possible service that I can. Sorry, it's hard talking to these. I want to make sure that I'm bringing the best possible service that I can, and I want to make a memorable impression with these estate plan offices, so that way, anytime they need to get a document notarized, they will want to send them to me. You see what I'm saying? So you want them to always use you, because not only will you get that constant, consistent business from that office or from those individuals, if they have other offices that they know of that are friends with them, which people usually do when you're in the business, you know other people that are in the business, they'll refer them to you. And that referral base is one of those marketing tactics in which you don't have to dish out money per se. It's more so you have to dish out word of mouth and make sure that you're doing the job as accurately as possible. So that leads me to my next point. When it comes to doing the job as accurately as possible, you need to have outstanding delivery. That means that when you're doing that job, you better make sure that everything is correct. Even if that is like you following up with that location, saying, "Hey, how did everything go? Are there any issues, any mistakes?" And you need to make sure that if there is any mistake, you're the first person there that's knocking it out. You're making sure that they do what they need to. You're making sure that the document is correct. If not, you'll go back there yourself. You'll notarize it. You'll even offer to mail it out for them for free. But your delivery, how you provide that outstanding delivery, needs to be on point. So you just need to focus on these four things. Honestly, don't focus on all the other fluff that you're hearing on social media and stuff like that, because they're gonna give you, obviously, and no fault to any of the creators out there, but they're gonna give you a whole bunch of other different little things to focus on. But you just need to focus on the delivery, the service that you're providing, your referrals, and your marketing. And for your marketing, I'll make it even easier for you guys. Just do this. Use the Notary hybrid system. This is a system that I created to help me make money in the notary business after years of trying and failing. And trust me, it was years of trying and failing. But we're here now. So go ahead and do these things. Keep it as simple as possible. Like I said, you don't need to be fancy. You don't need to have every system in the world. You just need to make sure you're doing what's bringing in the money and your customers are happy. That's all you need to worry about in this business. Don't overcomplicate it. I tend to see that there's a lot of like notary meetups and notary, conferences and notary. All this stuff is cool, but if that's not raising your bottom line, if that's not bringing you in more revenue, then it's just kind of like security theater. It's like one of those things that we do to make you feel safe, but it doesn't actually do anything. It's kind of like, it's like productive. It's like, what's the best word to explain it? It's like theatrical productivity. You feel like you're being productive, but you're not really getting anything done and bringing any money in. So do these things. You'll be good. If you want to learn more about the Notary hybrid system, stay till the end of this video. I'll show you guys how to do that. Hopefully this helped. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and just get to it, man. Track that bottom line and make sure you're making more money. See you guys in the next video. Peace. If you found this helpful, make sure to join our free Notary Knowledge Academy. It's the #1 community for all notaries. And if you need one-on-one mentorship on how to grow your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business, all the links are down below. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you guys on the inside.